Hey, Thurman.
Hey!
What's in your backpack?
Funny you should ask. Mr. Folk just asked me the same thing. And you know what he told me?
What?
He told me that all throughout the school year, I'm going to have to keep all of my work so that at the end of the year, I'm ready to defend the success skills.
Success skills? What are those?
The 5 success skills are effective communicator, emerging innovator, prepared and resilient learner, globally and culturally competent citizen, and productive collaborator.
Oh, wow, but what are we supposed to do with all this work we're keeping?
Well, at the end of 8th grade and senior year, we're going to have to present to Mr. Folk and some others and explain why we are ready to transition to the 9th grade or to graduation. It should look something like what my friends did at their school last year. Take a look.
Education is kind of contradictory. You learn what society thinks you're supposed to learn, and then you use that to decide what you want to use it for.
Critical thinking and analyzing data go hand in hand. It's important to really see the meaning behind them and ask the questions like, so what, why this matters, and elaborate on it.
The violence at juvenile halls is depriving inmates of their 8th Amendment rights because many inmates, juvenile inmates, were getting abused in jail.
If you're being tried on a state level, why does the national government need to be involved in this case?
And the central question that we were answering through this paper was, what is the American dream and to what extent is it attainable to everyone?
And if I didn't have that familiarity with the math, then solving for velocity, acceleration would have been extremely difficult.
-16 is the rate at which the projectile is falling back towards the Earth.
We've been looking at different writers and how they influenced us.
Burial of Thieves is about a girl named Antigone who dissents against the king Creon, who decrees that nobody can bury her brother.
We see a lot of pathos in Antigone. She shows a lot of emotion. Her value was her religion and mine was my education.
And she buries him anyways, which is, she's dissenting, so she's basically WikiLeaks and Creon would be the government.
And once I got data for about 5 trials, I then modified and retested the gravity car.
How can you make the jump from a stirring bar versus like an enzyme in your body?
Because we're about to graduate, we're about to decide like what can we really do with our education.
I'm also going to relate dissent and control back to my personal connection. When I was in Palestine, my parents did not care about my school, and I care about my school a lot.
When we were interviewing the immigrants, we actually had to come up with our own questions. We kind of got to see what immigration is like now, but we also learned what immigration was before, and for the first time I got to hear my mom's story.
Martin Luther King's guiding purpose of using alliteration was not effective with X's because X explains the names that people really use to bring down others.
I am considering immigration law, which is why law school is a possibility now. And it helped me grow as a person and just realize that I'm not going to enjoy every situation that I'm given, but I have to make the most of what I'm given.
Do you think there's any information that would be unconstitutional to publish?
What were some of the sources of error in this lab, and how did it affect your data? And also, what could you do to reduce those sources of error?
So can you kind of talk about those 3 realms of sustainability and how the oil spill affected them? I just want to know what you know scientifically.
What connection can you make to things you learned about in your physics class to another course?
I'm not sure if you had moments of conflict in your workplace, but I'm wondering what your approach is in collaborating productively when what you want maybe is different than what your office wants.
I'm wondering how your education at CAT and the work you've done for this presentation has made you think about your role in a democratic society. With distinction.
I'm pleased to announce you met all the requirements and have passed your graduation.
I'm in a place right now where my ancestors have fought for me to be, and I will honor their sacrifices by going to college and being the best that I can be.
Wow, that makes sense now. I understand why we're doing all this.
You know what? I think I might need a bigger backpack.
Thurman, they don't mean a real backpack. They mean your Google Drive. Let me show you. Hey guys, Mr. Chandler here. We're going to talk about how to access your digital backpack of skills via Google Drive today. So there's some concepts and things that you need to keep in mind while you're going about this. One is you're going to want to use Google Chrome, which I have pulled up here, and you're going to want to go to Google. Once you're at Google's website, you can choose the sign in icon in the top right hand corner. This is where you'd want to place your email address for Jefferson County, and then your school email address one more time. Here it will ask you for your password, which you can plug in, and it should take you into your drive. Now the very first time you do this, you want to click the waffle in the top right hand corner, and you want to choose Drive. Once you've selected Drive from the drop down menu, you can select the waffle once more and scroll all the way down until you see the backpack icon. Click the backpack icon and log in to your JCPS backpack. I tell it I want to choose my school account. It asks me to review the permissions. Then it asks me to allow it to access it. My backpack is now being created, and it takes a moment for it to load the first time. And if the internet's been slow that day, it's even worse. The very first time you access your backpack, you'll want to create your folders now. Create them now. And this will set up the folders for the 5 success skills. Again, we're waiting, it's loading. Be patient, and it'll come up here momentarily. All right, and now you see we have the 5 success skills here, and that's how you set up your backpack for the first time. So if you got ready to add an item to it, you'd simply click that box there, and you would choose which success skill you wanted to add the artifact to. Maybe I told it I wanted to add a prepared learner, and then I wanted to go choose my items. That will launch another window that will either let me upload from an external source or access things that are already in my Google Drive to put in that spot. So there you have it. That is how you set up your Google Drive for the first time, as well as how you would add an item to the backpack. Hope this helped. If you have questions, let me know.
Wow, thank you. That sounds a lot better than lugging this thing all around school all year long. Hey, we should go to class. We don't want to be tardy.
Absolutely. Thanks.
Bye.